I'm ready to kick off December custom spreads with 3 really special ones. Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and I'm super excited to use all of the scrapbook supplies to create 3 custom planner spreads for 3 of my amazing Patreon members. First of all, we're going to do a spread for Jess. She requested a bullet journal spread, so I chose this particular week for her, and we're going to do a winter wonderland in pastels. I think she's going to love it. Then Barb asked for an inspirational spread for the new year, which I love. I chose the checklist layout for her and this beautiful graphic 45 set. I think I know Barb will love that set. And then Janet has her birthday and her daughter's birthday in January. She also requested the bullet journal layout. And I chose 49 and Market Art Options Spice because she wanted all the jewel tone colors. So I'm excited to get to work on these. I will put you all on fast forward. I will link everything that I use down in the description box below. I've had several questions about restocking the bullet journal layout. It is coming. I promise. I'm ordering the restock in the grande size. So I'm hoping it will be here for the end of December, beginning of January. So stay tuned for more info on that. All right, let's go. All right, first up is going to be a Winter Wonderland spread for Jess. And she requested some pastel colors. And I was really excited to remember that I had this set from Simple Stories. I believe it's called Feelin' Frosty. And I love that it is a winter theme, not necessarily with holiday in it, but you get the whole winter feel. And so we're going to have a ton of fun. I feel like the bullet journal layouts just invite some extra creativity. And so that's what I'm going to try to incorporate here. I love these tags. These are cut apart tags. It's one of the sheets in the kit. And I thought, let's use some tags as boxes. I'm just using those boxes over on the left-hand side almost as just a guide, and we're going to have fun messing with all the boxes. First off, we're using the tags on some of them, and then I'm going to cut some small strips of paper to add to the rest of them to bring in a little bit of that snowflake motif. So I cut it pretty thin, measured everything out. It's not perfect. Most planner spreads are not going to be absolutely perfect, but I love the just hint of snowflakes that comes in on this side in those different title bars. And then I'm also going to bring in that same scrapbook paper on the right hand side in these larger boxes over here. So I love incorporating scrapbook paper into planner spreads because I think it creates a really unique feel to the spread. It allows you to get creative. Many of us really enjoyed scrapbooking back in the day. I was definitely one of those who did 12 by 12 scrapbooking, was all about it, and then ended up finding that hobby a little bit overwhelming. It's very hard to keep up with scrapbooking, and that sort of led me into creative planning. It allows me to use some of the techniques I learned as a scrapbooker to play with the supplies that I love, but to do it in a much more low pressure kind of situation. I can play with the fun supplies, I can use the papers, I can create something unique, but it's not going to take me quite as long as a scrapbook page, and I get to interact with it on a regular basis, which I think is one of the joys of creative planning in general, is that you get to experience the creativity over and over and over again throughout your week. All right, I am going to work on getting all of this put on to the paper, just like that. And in order to make it pop, I do this all the time. I'm going to go ahead and outline each of the tags and all of the paper that I put on the page, just adding a little bit of a black outline to make it pop. And it also brings in a little bit more black and contrast to this particular spread, which I think works out pretty nicely, especially because the creamy white background of the paper is not the same color of white as the planner paper. The scrapbook paper and the planner paper, different color whites. So that just kind of sets it off, which I like very much. All right, in this kit from Simple Stories, there is also a sticker sheet. It is cardstock stickers, nice and thick, and I'm going to use those as my decorative stickers on the page. I am going to plan over here on the left side on top of a sticker guide so that I can kind of figure out where things are going to go. On the right side, I just went for it. Let It Snow was perfect down there. I'm hoping that Jess uses this for like a snow week to celebrate maybe some of the first snow of the season. I think that would be a really fun thing to do. All right, we're going to incorporate this. This is kind of like faux washi tape up there on the right-hand side, but I wanted to also bring it in on the left. I only have a little bit left, so we're going to layer it with a couple stickers down there. I just love, it's so whimsical and fun, and this spread ends up being just, I feel like fun is the right word. It is going to be a great spread for Jess to be able to use and to play with and to experiment with. And I still feel like it's a pretty darn functional spread in the end. You have lots of room for writing and keeping lists over on the left-hand side in all of these boxes. And then on the right-hand side, once I get all of these stickers down, I am going to bring in some functional boxes over on that side as well that are going to be layered on top of the scrapbook paper. That's going to give a chance to write over on that side. So don't forget the layering. Just because you're adding pattern paper does not mean that you're taking away functionality from your spread. You're just giving an extra interest in a place where you can then layer functional boxes and things like that on the top. All right, adding back in the days of the week using Mojo Jojo Plans, one of my go-tos for functional stickers. And then I'm also going to grab her black boxes and pastel boxes to add in. I think the black, again, is just a fun contrast against the pastels. It kind of modernizes the pastels and makes them a little bit more energetic than you might normally think of pastels. So I'm going to put some black boxes kind of throughout over here on the left-hand side, and then we will mix in a few pastel boxes on the right-hand side as well. The last thing that I'm going to do is actually pull some stickers from Proud Sticker Designs. You can find her over on Etsy. I love her functional word stickers. I find them very helpful and I use them in my planner all of the time. So I'm going to pull some titles just to bring in that particular writing. For instance, I'm going to use check-in and reflection over on the right-hand side, and then also get it done, and then label the box on the upper left-hand side as intentions so that Jess can kind of set her weekly intentions. Let me know what you think, Jess. I hope you enjoy your very first custom planner spread. It was really fun to make, and I love how unique it came out. It is definitely a winter wonderland celebration. Next up is going to be a spread for Barbe, and Barbe requested an inspirational spread, and to me, color is always going to be inspirational, and I feel like Barbe probably feels the same way. So I'm going to use this collection from Graphic 45. It is called Let's Get Artsy. It is beautiful, beautiful, rich, vibrant tones. I love it. And there are some gorgeous phrases that are incorporated within the set that are all about art and creativity, and I think are the perfect start for the new year. So for Barbe's spread, I am using the scrapbook paper as the background. So you can see that I cut the paper down to 7 inches wide, 9¼ inches tall. That is size for a classic or grande size happy planner. And then I punched holes in the background. I layered a couple pieces over there on the left-hand side. Then I just cut out the main boxes from the checklist layout. Now I make a little mistake and put the adhesive on the wrong side and realize, oops, that is incorrect. So I'm going to have to pull another layout and recut it. It'll all be fine, but we'll get it down on here. And I just layer the boxes on top. This is a really easy way to incorporate scrapbook paper into your planner spread. What do I do for the back? Well, I think my patrons just insert these into their planner and then just adhere the next week onto the back of these. This is why it helps to have extra planner inserts on hand, because then you can easily play with mixing and matching different layouts and adding in scrapbook paper and all of that stuff. You just have it on hand ready to go. So that's why I love having planner inserts just here and ready to play. But I believe most of my patrons where I create these spreads just put it in their planner and then use adhesive to adhere the next week on the back of this particular paper. All right, now I'm just having fun playing with some really fun artsy elements. I love some of the phrases I found. One says, "Every day I discover more and more beautiful things," which I think is a wonderful attitude to kind of go into the new year with. We have "All art starts with imagination." So true. And then "See art, it makes us see." It makes us see art. It makes us see. So I love all of the phrasing. I love the gorgeous colors. I love the kind of modern art and the bright florals. I think this is a very fun spread for the new year. All right, we're adding the days of the week at the top. Again, Mojo Jojo Plans. She's my go-to girl. And I'm also going to pull some jewel tone boxes from her as well. Now, as I started hearing these pieces, this particular paper has a little bit of a waxy coating, at least the ephemera does. And so my Tombow adhesive is not working great. So I'm actually going to end up pulling some Elmer's glue, just your regular craft glue. I'm being very light with it because I don't want it to end up having the paper be wrinkly. You know what I mean? When you put too much glue and it's kind of soaks through the paper. I don't want that to happen. So I'm being real light-handed, but I just wanted to make sure that these are definitely going to stick and not fall off for Barb. So we're going to get ephemera pieces down, and then I'm going to pull jewel tone boxes as well. We're going to go with the deep magenta, the golden color, and then that teal blue, adding in a few functional boxes throughout the spread. And this one comes together pretty darn easily. I love this collection from Graphic 45. I could use it all of the time. I think it is so, so pretty and so fun. And Barb, I really do hope that this inspires you to have just a colorful, bright start to your new year. I would love to hear down below. For New Year's, for January, do you stick with winter spreads? Do you like to get back into doing all kinds of different spreads like you might do during the spring and summer? What is your go-to during the January month? I love getting back to all of the color. Because, of course, in December, we use a lot of Christmas colors. I like getting back into some bright colors, some inspirational phrases, things like that. But I would love to hear from all of you guys. What is your typical preference as you're getting into your January planner? How are we already here at January planners? I can't even fathom it. All right, that's going to be it for Barb's spread. Let me know what you think down below. All right, next up is going to be a spread for Janet. And like I said, Janet is celebrating her birthday and her daughter's birthday. And so we're going to celebrate on this spread. But one of the things I have been loving lately is creating birthday spreads that are not like over the top birthday theme. We're not going to do a million balloons and candles and all of that stuff for Janet's spread. We're going to do a little more subtle, a little more party theme, just play with it just a bit more. And I pulled this collection that I absolutely love from 49 and Market, and this collection is called Art Options Spice, and it's definitely geared more towards fall. However, the beautiful jewel tones really captured what Janet was looking for as far as the tonal color palette of her spread. We are playing with yet another bullet journal layout. This one might be my favorite bullet journal layout. I'm considering. So I am definitely restocking my bullet journal layouts. I'm working on bringing them back. I'm also considering perhaps this spring releasing some sets that are just a particular layout. Several of you expressed to me that you are really enjoying one particular layout of the bullet journal or a couple, and that you'd like to just play with those. So all right, now it kind of is like a sample of a lot of different layouts that you can try and play with, but a few of them have kind of stuck out to me as ones that I'm loving. And so I was thinking of possibly creating just some different sets that were strictly those layouts. So let me know what you think down below. Would you be interested, for instance, in this particular layout, having a whole insert that was all this layout over and over again, or one of the other layouts that you may prefer from the bullet journal insert? And if you haven't gotten to try the bullet journal insert yet, you're not the only one. It sold out really fast when I released it earlier. So there will be a restock coming. Like I said, I'm hoping it's going to be at the end of December or the very beginning of January. And I think that will allow a lot of people to get to play with this in the new year. All right, so as I've been talking, I've been playing with some of the ephemera elements from this particular kit, and I'm just having fun kind of playing. It's becoming a little bit of a junk journal feel, which I'm not mad at. I think that is fun and eclectic and different. These are some laser cut elements, which are also beautiful to play with. We're going to bring in some florals, which will soften the edges of all of the boxes I've been adding. I think it's fun to play with boxes in a different way. So for instance, these tickets, Janet will be able to write on top of those. It's not your typical functional box, but it's an interesting way to highlight a plan that you may have for your birthday week. All right, we're going to continue just playing with elements. I'm just having fun getting them all on the page. I also considering how I want to date this particular spread. So that proposes, or that presents, I guess, a little bit of a challenge, and I wanted it to feel different. Like I said earlier, I feel like the bullet journal layouts just invite you to think outside the box a little bit. And normally I don't do really large scale numbers just because I don't necessarily like seeing them on my spread. But I do think that for a birthday spread, that makes sense because the date is pretty darn important the week of your birthday. So I am going to pull some really large numbers. These are from Mojo Jojo Plans. This is her Rainbow Date It sticker book. It's an oldie, but a goodie. And I love that these numbers just are really bold. It's a big week for Janet, her daughter's birthday and her birthday all in the same week. I love that, by the way. And so we're just going to highlight those numbers really big. I love that they kind of overlap the box on top of them. I think it's just a fun look and a very different look, which is something else I always go for on these custom planner spreads. I want these spreads to stand out in my patrons' planners. I want them to feel very special and look very different. And so I'm hoping that will be the case for Janet. All right, we are incorporating a couple different sticker books here, both from Live Love Posh. First is Holly Jolly. This is from last year's Christmas release from Live Love Posh, and there are some presents in here that have beautiful jewel tone colors. Presents work with birthdays. Obviously, these were meant to be Christmas presents, but we're going to go with the birthday theme and add presents both on the 15th and the 16th. Those are the two big birthday days. And also I'm going to pull in some boxes from this particular book as well, because these beautiful blue boxes really complement the colors that are going on in the book. And there's also some bullet points that will work well to give Janet some space to get organized for the week. The other book that you're going to see me end up pulling from is another Live Love Posh favorite. It is Posh Party, where there are a bunch of different celebratory themes, of course, birthdays, but there's also like Mother's Day and Father's Day and graduation and all the things. Well, I'm going to pull a couple of different ones that really signify birthday. So a couple of cakes and a bit of a disco ball, just to really add that celebratory touch. But again, I'm not wanting it to be over the top birthday. This is very much a junk journal that happens to have a little bit of a birthday twist. And the last book that I am going to pull from is Mojo Jojo's Jewel Tone Boxes. I'm pulling from the regular size and the big size just to add a little bit more function across the spread. This one was fun, but this spread definitely took me a long time because I played with so many non-planner elements. Working in the bullet journal style sometimes takes me a little bit longer. But in the end, I really do like how this one came together. Like I said, total junk journal feel, but also totally fun. And I think Janet is going to love playing with this spread for the week of her birthday. Once I get the last few functional elements on here, that is going to be it for Janet's spread. But now it is your turn. I love to hear which spread kind of inspires you the most or catches your eye the most on each week. So let me know, was it Jess's Winter Wonderland spread in the pastels? Did you like Barbe's artsy spread meant for inspiration in the new year? Or did you like the collage junk journal themed spread for Janet and her birthday? Let me know down in the comments below which one caught your eye today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I want to give a huge shout out to my entire Patreon community. I'm so very thankful for each and every one of you. If you are looking for a creative community to join and to inspire you, this might be the perfect time to gift yourself a little membership to Patreon for December and going into 2025. As a reminder, I do have all of the supplies linked down below, and I will update you all as soon as I end up being able to restock that bullet journal layout. All right, I hope that you all have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.